You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. The book about me and where I live. Words and Pictures by Grant. Where I live means a lot of different things. A room, a home, a street, a town, a state, a country, a planet, and even a universe. A very important place to me is my room. It's a good place for doing things like planning and especially pretending. But my mother says it is no place for cleaning. The only way I could reach the ceiling is if I stood on top of 2 chairs. If I wanted to hide something extra super secret in my room, I would put it under my bed. It's nice to have a friend or dog come into my room. It would be funny if a bat ever walked in. My room is in my home. There are 8 other rooms in my home. I'll bet the biggest room is big enough to hold 100 cats. Or 2 elephants. One of my favorite rooms in my home is my room. Because I like it. It is good. An important room in my home is the bathroom. It's only big enough to hold 100 goats. Another important room in my home is the kitchen. It has a refrigerator filled with some terrific things like apples and ice cream. Here's more about the rooms in my home. Littlest, Snoopy. Noisiest, dog. Busiest, cat. Most windows, 7. Most doors, 8. Where I have the most fun, at home. I live in a home with Mom, Dad. My home is on a street called Poplar Ave. If I go one direction on my street, I'm headed towards school. If I go the other direction, I'm on my way to school. I wish my street didn't end until it went all the way to the North Pole. There are animals who live on my street too, like cat, dog, and bird. I have a friend who lives on my street. My friend's name is Dee Dee. Some of the other people who live on my street are Ray. My nearest neighbors are Ray and Joanne. The best ball thrower on my street is Dee Dee. The best joke teller on my street is me. The best cookie eater is Mom. The best somersaulter is me. My street is in a town named San Bruno. The people in my town don't all live in homes like mine. Some people live in apartments or fars. I think the strangest place anyone could live in is a cow. Most of the kids in my town go to school like me. My classroom has more dads than my room at home, but it doesn't have a teacher. At school, I do things like read and math. My favorite games to play at recess are Duck Duck Goose and Dodgeball. I go to other places in my town besides school. I go to the movies. The funniest movie I ever saw was Song of the South. The worst movie was Animal House. I go to the store where I can buy terrific things like car and stop. The tallest building in my town is Lucky. The busiest place in my town is El Camino. The place where I saw the biggest puddle is in front. The street with the most cracks in it is L Street. The scariest place is the haunted house toy shop. The people in my town do all kinds of things. Lots of grown-ups go to work at places like work and teacher. I think the neatest job in my town is star sheet metal. I live in a town in a state called Cal. Wouldn't it be funny if my state were named Chin? I know there is a state flower and a state bird, but I think there should be a state car, Toyota, a state chewing gum, Ucky, a state sport, soccer, a state candy bar, Puck. A neat slogan to go on my state's license plate would be Lucky. I wish my state had more dads and less moms. The best thing about living in my state is toys. I live in a state in a country called Cal. When I think about my country, the very first thing I think of is my house. The most wonderful thing my country has is food. The worst thing my country has is bees. My country is very big. It's bigger than a fish or even an elephant. The farthest north I've ever been in my country is Oregon. Farthest south, San Francisco. Farthest east, Park. Farthest west, here. 2 important holidays in my country are Thanksgiving and 4th of July. If I could make up a brand new holiday, it would be Toy Day. I would celebrate my holiday by giving toys. If I were in charge of printing the money in my country, I would put a picture of me on the dollar bill. If I could take a vacation anywhere I wanted in my country, I would go to Oregon. A place I already visited is Oregon. Here's what I did there. Swam. If I ever get to be president, I will do these 3 things. Salute the flag, love my country, caned people. I think it would be fun to have Scott as my vice president. Here is a special poem about my country. My country, 'tis of thee. I live in a country on a planet called Mars. A long time ago, people thought my planet was flat. A lot of my planet is covered with water. It is very important for us to keep the water on our planet clean, and the air and the land too. Here are some things we should do to take care of our planet. 1. Do not throw papers. 2. Do not smoke. 3. Do not pollute. My planet is just a little part of the whole universe. If I could leave my planet for a vacation someday, I would ride in a spaceship and go to Earth. It would probably take me about 1 hour to get there. Nobody knows for sure if there are any beings living on any other planet. Maybe someday some of them will take a trip in a spaceship and come to visit me on my planet, in my country, in my state, in my town, on my street, in my home, in my room. The end. For special bonus content for this episode, or to see a behind-the-scenes video of the recording of this episode, become a patron over at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. And thank you for your support. This episode is copyright 2021 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco, executive producer, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.